So this will be
Je
cut.
m'en bats les couilles.
Je m'en bats les
Ouais.
couilles. Ah ouais. Ah yes.
Je m'en bats les couilles. Who is playing? You.
You. Pierre.
Lui.
Pierre is playing.
Sì. He's not educated,
Okay.
but he's doing some calculations that are mind-blowing. So
It's
good.
one of the personality of the city.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
You took some photo of him?
Of course. Last time I've been in France was December 2017. Was in Paris for 5 days. Maybe I was so. I needed so bad to relax, and I went to Disneyland.
To Disneyland. Oh,
But it was so fucking freezing up. You know the icy wind blowing in
Yeah.
in the valley, Marne-la-Vallée.
Yes. Chessy-Marne-la-Vallée.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I missed my flight back home, so I was. Fuck. I came home by train. Yeah.
From Paris?
Yeah, I ran with no plan, without knowing if there were train leaving for Italy.
It's nice. I did it once.
It's
also.
fucking amazing, you know. Traveling across your country at 400 kilometers per hour was one of the best experiences of my whole life. Then it started raining. You feel the transition.
Yeah.
You are leaving country. You are entering Italy.
It's a slow transition, but you can see
It is slow, and
Yeah.
you know, the border between France and Italy, it is strange since as you cross the border, you don't feel you are in Italy because
it's still kind
it
of
looks
the same. Yeah.
like France. And as you are leaving France, you feel like, okay, we are not exactly in France. With me, the MP, and yeah, this is my workhorse. You see scratches all over.
Racing
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
just my hands,
Yeah.
just my fingers, you know.
Ah.
So I'm kind of confused since maybe I'm going to buy the 11P, but I'm still questioning, still wondering, do I need it? I don't know, maybe I don't need it. When I shoot digital, sometimes it's too much.
You mean you can do too much? Or?
Yeah, too much, too many pictures, too many. I need to establish a rhythm between myself and the fact that I have a limited number of shots. So I need to do a lot of thinking. But if I use digital, maybe the swan song of this camera, last time around, I can go up to ridiculous sensibility and still get.
Like 12K ISO.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Still good.
Think about a number.
Me?
Yeah. From 1 to 90. Da 1 a
Ok.
90, è vero? Ah, from 1 to 60.
Okay.
1,60.
Yes. No. Yes.
No.
Number. No.
Yes.
Yes.
Ok.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
22.
Wow! what are the lenses that you use?
35 Summicron V4 Canada.
Oh, yes.
But you know what? Funny, the Leica world is full of funny stuff going on. Like a transition
Yes.
lenses. Like
Yeah.
there was an intermediate version between Elmary 28 V2 and V3.
For real?
Yeah,
Ooh,
That's
I
right.
didn't know that.
that's right. You need to check the serial number.
Ah.
Yeah, it's lot of mystique,
Yeah.
of. Are you ready to pass through a massive wall of humans
Yeah.
and go that way?
Yeah,
Since
yeah. We follow you. You are our
Right.
guide today.
right.
Do you shoot every day?
No, I don't. Since from Monday to Friday I have a day job. I'm an engineer, so I'm kind of running 2 careers at the professional level. I got a 20-year career as an engineer,
Okay.
and but I'm a professional photographer as well. So I'm kind of, you know, what I cannot do in my engineering career, I do with photography. I cannot be creative. I don't want to make a day job out of photography.
Yeah,
I just want to keep it pure as possible.
exactly. To keep creativity at its purest form.
Yeah, just like having the vision
Yeah.
as pure as I can, like a child. You know what? One of my favorite photographers is a French legend named Antoine Dagata.
Oh yes.
Antoine
He's a
Dagata
guy
is from Marseille.
Yes,
I'm gonna meet him at the Venice Festival at the end of April. I'm going to host a workshop with a number of other photographers like Steve McCurry, Antoine Dagata, Pascal Maître, which is another fantastic photographer.
Oh yes,
He's a gentleman as well. I met him last year. I was there in Venice as well.
Okay.
Pascal Maître is a fantastic guy. So down to earth, even though he's is at very top of the game, but he's so humble. This is why I'm so focused on humanity. Humanity is my drug.
Can you introduce yourself to the French people, basically all the people? Because it's not easy to find information about you and your...
I did it on purpose.
Yeah?
I just wanted to keep, some kind of mystery about me. There are so many pictures of me on the web. First time I showed up in person was almost 5 years after I started gaining popularity, and so I was kind of a mystery even for my citizens here in Napoli. Who the hell is he? He's a ghost, or maybe someone else. In the past few years it's been very popular, although beach scenes like I see people coming from all over the world, but essentially to take photographs of all those folks eating, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And when I started doing this in 2012, I was maybe the only guy who was standing on the beach taking photographs, and it was not so easy since people was kind of suspicious, sometimes unfriendly, sometimes violent, sometimes brutal, sometimes aggressive. So one day a woman called the police.
On you?
Yeah, 7 cops just for me.
Because you were taking pictures?
Yeah, that's right. Instagram and TikTok became bigger. And so it changed the perception of people towards photography and photographers. So now the situation is the opposite. So people want me to take photographs because everyone feels like a superstar, celebrity, whatever.
What is his name?
Antonio.
Because this one is very famous now.
He's a superstar. Is featured on, for example, on a Coldplay video, a video that Coldplay shot when they came over here in Napoli a couple of years ago, and it's been hard for commercials. Every day I get messages from strangers who want to show me their tattoo, Tutto Passa. This is, and I'm all like, oh my God, what have I done?
La photo Tutto Passa est une pièce incontournable du travail de Robbie. Et si vous aimez les tirages d'exception, elle est disponible en exclusivité chez Yellow Korner, en ligne et en galerie. Découvrez une sélection des œuvres de Robbie dans les galeries Yellow Korner. Elles sont toutes disponibles en plusieurs formats pour s'adapter à votre espace. Que ce soit pour sublimer votre espace, faire un cadeau unique ou acquérir une œuvre de votre artiste préféré, rendez-vous en galerie Yellow Korner ou sur leur site via le lien en description. Et avec le code SPOT10, bénéficiez de 10% de remise sur vos achats.
The day was perfect, the lighting was perfect. The situation I was standing on top of him I shot him with a 28mm lens with one I got here. And the lighting is amazing. The negative is absolutely perfect.
What was the film you used? Film stock you used?
Kodak Gold.
Oh, wow.
During summer I use a lot. Kodak Gold is my workhorse film because I love the sandy tones you get. I wasn't even supposed to be there because I was supposed to be at work, but I left early for some reason. I didn't remember. Maybe I failed.
You never know why.
You never know. You feel.
You had a kind of an appointment with the picture.
Yeah.
And in a way, right. I say sometimes that the picture it doesn't belong to us. It belongs to everyone who looks at it.
That's right. if you get something, you need to give it back.
Is it something that is very important in your creative process? The film you pick, like you do it with a lot of intention?
That's right, because photography is a language and you have to be consistent. If you start a conversation in, for example, in Portuguese, you need to keep on speaking Portuguese. You cannot switch from, use a dozen of different languages.
Do you realize that this is an iconic photography now?
Maybe it will become another Afghan girl. But
Yeah.
I'll meet Steve McCurry. I met him a couple months ago randomly here in Napoli. He was doing some work. Maybe we're gonna meet Tutto Passa and the Afghan girl together.
Wow.
It's a crazy, I got a number of crazy things running in my mind, but incredible. There is a funny story about me and Martin. I was very early, it was very early in the morning, maybe 8 a.m. And so I saw in the distance, I was in the church, so the lighting was very dim. I was still half asleep. And in the distance I saw an old man, and I kept, oh wow, look, this one looks a bit like Martin Parr, but it can't be him. He's just an old guy from Napoli who looks like Martin Parr. So I was walking by him, as I was getting closer and closer and closer. It was like, wow. And he was standing like you are standing right now in front of me, and was smiling back at me, and I was open mouthed like an idiot. I'm dreaming, please don't wake me up, legend, and so on, blah, blah, blah. One of his assistants, Charlotte Brown, told me that after they left the church, they sat to a bar, to a cafe, and a Napolitan man approached Martin Parr. And he was so convinced that my iconic picture of Tutto Passa was shot by Martin Parr. And he said, no way, that picture has been shot by a Napolitan photographer named Robbie McIntosh. I said, wow, I want to die.
Do you feel pressure to do picture as impactful as the one you did?
Nice question, nice question. Well, the answer is yes and no at the same time. I love to throw some. Are you into baseball?
Not at all.
Not at all. So you have a fastball, you have a slider, you have the change up, different velocity, different trajectory of the ball, and sometimes you have to throw a curveball.
Oh yeah.
To disorient the batter, the guy who is So sometimes I love throwing curveballs at my audience. People is expecting from me is, guys standing on the beach, eating, stuff like that. They are so passionate about it.
Exactly.
I don't see Antonio. He lives in the nearby, and usually sits here when it's not summer, when summer ends.
And what is your relationship with those people? Because you see them all the time now, and they're used to your presence.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them, but I try to not to be too much involved. You don't have to become their personal photographer, or I don't want them to pose all the time.
It can be a kind of danger. In a way of it could destroy you.
Right.
This.
Right.
The balance between in the relationships is.
Yeah. What is
sometimes.
authentic? What is staged? What is I don't like. I like authenticity. I think completely lost here downtown, but my perspective is one of a citizen. So I see the changes all the time. It was much better
because
from this standpoint.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're involved in it, so
it is
in a way.
You've always lived in Napoli?
No, I've been living here since 1986 or something. I was being born in the north of Italy. Lived there until from 77 to 82. Then my father moved the family to Rome from 82 to 86. My father is from Napoli, my mom's too, and they wanted to come come back, but to me it was a shock. It took me 10 years to understand
The
the
city?
way of living. Yeah, the language. This is why I feel I have no particular connection with Napoli. I'm not one of the hardcore Napolitans who say that all those Neapolitan chauvinists know Napoli is the best city in the world, the best food, the best everything. No, I try to enjoy the best of Napoli as well as I try to enjoy the best of the other city I live or visit or something like that. So this is why I get very well with almost every human being, despite his social heritage or race or religion as well. To tell a story, I believe you need to pass through the different layers. So you start from the surface, and then just like you are diving inside deep waters, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes respect, lots of respect. I see so many people shooting randomly in the face of strangers, but I think that you need to keep in mind that there is a human being on the other side of the lens as well, and as long as there is mutual respect, it works. But this is just my opinion. You are completely free. This is my approach. Be free, do what you like, do what you feel. It's all about feeling, it's all about instinct, but with lots of thinking, thinking all the time.
You think a lot about your photography?
No.
No?
No.
What do you think about then? It's about the people you...
No, I like to go different directions, and sometimes I steer away from a main road and try to explore. I love to explore. Yeah, it's explorative, like music. A number of photographs, you can establish a rhythm, a tempo. Think about a sequence of photographs. Just like playing notes, playing the silence, or using void and volumes in architecture. It's all the same. There's no categories. This is why I don't see myself as a street photographer, because I'm not.
You're an artist, you would say?
No, I'm just a man behind the camera.
What is beauty to you? Because it can be a lot of things for
Beauty
different
is
people.
truth.
It's a huge question.
Oh, beauty is truth.
Truth.
Okay.
Beauty is
Truth and
Truth.
truth is beauty.
Like,
Well,
it
beauty
doesn't need world to
is
be-
diversity as well. For example, I love the different human bodies.
I was gonna talk about your approach with bodies.
That is beauty, and this is why I told you that to me, beauty is truth.
Are they always okay when you take picture of them
Not all the time.
in underwear?
Not all the time. Sometimes I have to be real fast. Sometimes I have to ask. Sometimes I start talking. I don't want to say it's an easy job, since it's never easy. You always have to be spot on. For example, last May I was assaulted on the beach of San Giovanni a Teduccio.
Last May, you said?
Last May, yeah, I was physically assaulted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
started to grab my camera. It wanted to throw me in the sea.
Oh, okay.
And I was forced to give him the role. Everything has a price you have to pay.
Yeah.
Well, it happened on a Sunday, so I was feeling like shit for 5 days. Then next Saturday I was back on my feet.
Yeah.
And
So basically, you go out every time you have a free time.
yeah, that's right.
Do you
That's
feel pressure to go outside? Or
It's
do
an
you...
obsession. It's not feeling pressure. I love pressure. By the way, well, Marseille is a bit like Napoli, an open city, open
course.
towards trades and
open borders too.
Yeah,
It's
that's right.
There is this.
This is why
movement.
we are very open to meeting people from other countries. It's like, we are curious to know. But no one is originally from Panam.
From?
No, from Panam.
Panam.
Paris?
Panam.
Oh yes, me.
Yeah.
See, me,
You're from Paris.
I'm the only
You
one.
moved,
Yeah, I'm the only one who
Life
moved.
is so strange. Allons enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire. Help me, please.
Arrivé. Can you tell us more about your obsession for photography? Do you know
What can
where
I
it
say?
comes from?
I don't know. When I was a kid, I was fascinated by cameras and by the act of taking pictures. So anytime my class was taking a specific location, I was the one with taking pictures of my friends. And nothing really, nothing serious. And I'm still love, walking around with no particular idea in mind, unless I'm working on a specific, thing. Just like I did last spring in Scampia, when I kept coming back every Saturday because I had something in my mind that.
Can you explain us what it is, this location,
Of
and
course,
what you wanted to do?
Well, after the end of World War II, Italy, so many Italian cities were destroyed. There were a number of people left without a home. After the second half of the 50s, there was the economy was going real good in Italy, so the population kept growing on and on. So there was the need to find to build a number of new houses. And there was an idea which was very popular between architects at the time to put people away from city centers. Le Corbusier was one of them. Ken Soltange was one of them. There was an architect in Italy named Franz Di Salvo who was in charge to build some suburbs. One of them was located in a northern countryside district here in Napoli, which is named Scampia. But something happened in 1980, which was the turning point in the history of Italy, especially southern Italy, the earthquake. So you have, on one side, the need of so many people to find a home very quickly, very, very quickly. On the other hand, you have the criminality for Camorra clans and so on. So it was a huge business for Camorra to put all those people inside all those newly built buildings like Le Vele. So they were lots of occupants, and a number of people were regular, but over a half of them were occupants. So over the years there was no maintenance from the state, because the owner of those buildings is the state, the Italian state, but they did no maintenance at all. Home, for example, no cinemas in the district, no amusement parks, no libraries. The first police station was built in 1987. Very large roads, so that buildings are perfect to watch, like watchtowers, and you have time to escape or to find a shelter, to hide or whatever. And it quickly became the largest drug market in Europe. It was a supermarket of drugs. There was the building of heroin, the building of cocaine, the building of grass, the building of chemicals. And there was a feud which lasted about 15 years. It started in 2004 when some members of the Di Lauro clan, which was the main family running the drug business in Scampia, decided to take over and to sell drugs on their own. So a feud, a clash between the two gangs started, and the death toll was so high between 2004 and 2005, one dead a day.
One day a day.
Crazy.
Yeah. But at the same time, I felt I needed to see what's going on with my own eyes, and because there was at a certain point they started to film movies like Gomorrah, like the TV, the fiction, the movie, and I never watched Gomorrah. I never read the books of because I just wanted to keep it my view pristine, my vision pure with no prejudice.
Yes, with this
One of my, you were asking me about my favorite photographers. There are a number of them are French. Bernard Plossu,
Bernard Plossu. Ouais.
Gilles Rigoulet.
Gilles Rigoulet. Yes.
I love him. You know, I'm an internationalist. I'm a leftist. You know, I don't like, you know, nationalism,
Borders
this
and,
shit.
yeah.
The Italian government is absolute one of the worst ever. Is
Yeah, at the
a
moment,
bunch of fascists.
Nothing to be proud about.
Absolutely not. You know, the president of the Italian Senate, La Russa, is proud to say that he has a statue of Mussolini in his house. And you know what? According to the Italian law, the apology of fascism is a crime. And you can't be a politician, a member of the parliament, or even the president of the Senate and be a fascist. You can't, but in Italy everything is tolerated. Stuff like that is tolerated, for example. And you say maybe people out in the street for a strike for the workers' right or whatever, they are getting, you know, arrested by the police, something like that. So this is Italy.
Not really related, but so where does McIntosh come from? What has your...
Oh yeah, it's a moniker. I was obsessed of putting my real name on the web because I was shooting strangers without asking consent, without, you know, yeah.
So it's a nickname.
Yeah, it's a moniker.
It's an artist.
Yeah. Giorno. This is one of my pictures.
No way.
Yeah.
You need to film this after.
Yeah, this is mine. It's him on the beach in Mare Chiaro. This guy, but I've never been to his restaurant. This is the first time. But we know for a long time.
Did you show it?
Yeah. Anytime I take a small print, like a postcard size, and I give them for free.
Of course, and
Yeah.
it's very...
This is the only way to, you give something, you give back. Sto così ci condividiamo e poi vorremmo prendere la pasta. Lei il ragù? What are you taking?
Zitti alla genovese.
Allora 2 ziti alla genovese lo prendo pure io. What you're having? Allora 3
Ragù.
e ragù. Allora 2 ragù e 3 genovese. Yeah. Quintessential, hardcore, but we're gonna take a walk after to help our digestions. There is
Because it's
a ton of onions.
It's an heavy meal.
It's heavy, but once in Napoli, you cannot leave Napoli without having this kind of experience. Neapolitan, it's not a dialect, Napoli. If you say to a Neapolitan, dialect, he's gonna kill you because it's. I mean, I ain't gonna kill you. I'm for universal love and peace. Neapolitan is a language because it has a literature, a tradition of music, poetry, literature, and theater.
It's all culture.
Yeah, it's a universe. If you all guys wanna get crazy, you can order wine or a beer.
I was gonna ask, do you want to drink some wine?
Of course I do. Of course.
So Robbie is not your name. Also.
It is.
It is? Okay.
Robert.
Because McIntosh is
Robert.
not his name.
No, it's a moniker.
He's 100% Italian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we looked it up on Google and they said you were half Scottish.
No, I'm not. First time I met Sam Gregg here in Napoli. I first met Sam here in Napoli sometime in 2019. I recognized him and I approached to him and I started speaking with a strong Scottish accent. And you want a banana?
Yes, yes.
Raffaele, può prendere una banana?
Grazie.
Sì.
Grazie. Mi manda Raffaele, lei la trattoria.
On camera.
Too much alcohol. And firing twice. Ready. Some says that V4 is better than 3. I don't know because I've never tried before, but on film, V3 is very good, on digital too. The only thing that is maybe ridiculous is the size. You know what, when the guys from Leica Camera Italy, I asked Gilberto, what's the performance of older lenses? Because all my lenses are all...
Leica, you mean?
Yeah, my Leica lenses are all pre-aspherical.
Yes.
What's the performance of a pre-aspherical lens of a M11D body? And he says, fucking amazing it is.
It gives you some softness and it's nice.
Impressive.
Yeah.
You can blow up
The highlights.
and you see a crazy amount of detail. For example, the body hair. I cannot fucking believe it. It's mind blowing. But the question is, do I need it to be a better photographer? No, I don't. I don't. Do I need it to take photographs late at night with no light? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But how many times I'm shooting at night? Never.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not. It wouldn't be me. And anytime you have too many choices, it's a pain in the ass. Since say, oh fuck, am I shooting film today? Am I shooting digital? What if that? What if this? So many, and I lose focus. This is what I say, the right place, wrong time. Since the best time of the year to get here is summertime. You get, maybe you know what I'm talking about. Lots of stuff going on. Yeah, all day, every day. And on Sundays, it's out of control since...
it's crazy.
Yeah, and lots of alcohol. So you have fights, then peace, then fights, then peace. Then it's everybody's spot. It's a nice place where to just stand here and think and travel with your mind. This is Tutto Passa's place after he had arguments with the guys who are standing over there. They set up the table right there.
Yeah.
They had arguments because of jealousies, because he became very popular, the others not, because it's so
Crazy.
And they are not talking anymore to each other.
Oh, it's sad. How do you do to not create explosive work in photography?
Nice question. There are so many people who came from outside to shoot fashion campaigns, commercials of any kind with these folks here. And there has been a huge talk in town about exploiting Napoli, used commercially. And everyone has the right to have his vision, but as long as you pay respect with whoever you are shooting, it's okay. If you collaborate with these people, you have to pay these people. So as long as it is there is a deal between people, there's nothing bad about it. But it's very important to keep a vision. I see lots of people trying to copy my work, my stuff, the shit I'm doing. I don't know, you can copy whatever you like, but there's no point in copying. The most important thing in photography is having your own way, your own vision.
How do you feel about the fact that one of your pictures literally changed some people's life?
I still cannot realize it. I don't know what to think. Maybe it's way over my head. I feel so tiny, so small. And anytime I feel small, a small particle in the universe, I feel in the best position possible to take photographs. A small, insignificant part of the universe. This is what human being is. This is what humanity is.
Do you still like this photo?
Yeah, of course. And the key is being empathetic and being natural. Don't try to overdo, don't try to force situations. It has to flow naturally. Most of my early work, when I was, much more explorative as I am today, I'm very proud of what I have done in Scampia, for example. I'm very proud of what I've done in the past. What I'm doing on the beach since 2012 is still amusing me. I'm still having fun.
You still discover stuff when you walk on
Yeah,
those
all the
beaches?
time, all the time, all the time, all the time. It's a state of mind. There is always something new because it's so unpredictable.
Naturally, it's not that easy to go to
Yeah,
someone.
it's very funny. It's very interesting to share the opinions between photographers because everyone has his approach.
Yeah,
you know.
and what I like
But
when I talk with photographers is that we experience things differently
Yeah.
in different places, and when we gather and we talk about it,
yeah,
we find the same answers.
that's
At the
right.
end, you know?
That's right. That's right. And most of the time, the same questions as well. Is it right? Am I doing the right thing? But
Is it
you know
fair?
what?
Is it right?
I question myself all the time. I'm wondering, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing next? And but one of the greatest Italian photographers of all time, who passed away last month, very recently, his name was Oliviero Toscani. Oliviero Toscani was a very successful and controversial character because his campaign, his commercial campaigns was very strong. You know, he said that anytime you doubt about yourself, anytime you feel insecure, anytime you're questioning about your work, in that very time you are at the peak of creativity. Maybe you are creating.
Yeah, because maybe you're discovering new
You
lands,
are
new step.
taking a step forward.
Yeah, it's a new step.
You are going out your comfort zone.
Exactly. You're going out of the borders.
Out of the box, out of the borders, you
Out
are
there, yeah.
exploring.
That's right. Quite
Yeah.
agree with this.
How do you feel about people having your work in their house?
Wow, it's so nice. Sometimes I sold my stuff to celebrities. You know, I'm always curious about who are my customers. So sometimes I check their profile. And, for example, I sold a piece last year to someone who is related to David Beckham. I love to see where do they live because they give me their address. I say, okay, wow. The most surprising thing is selling this kind of beach work which contains nudity, which is accepted in the Western world, to a woman in, it was in Abu Dhabi or Dubai. I first thought, okay, she's a Westerner who settled down in the United Arab Emirates for work, but she had an Arabic name. I said, wow, this is mind-blowing since it is so uncommon to see, and life is so strange, but it's a strange feeling. Yeah, it's just like a piece of me is traveling in places I've never happened to be, like, I don't know, Guatemala or, I don't know, zillions of places and towns and stories. Photography has to travel, has to be shared. I know a number of photographers who have never published on the web their work because maybe they're afraid of people stealing.
Yeah.
But what is the purpose of taking photograph if you don't share
Of course.
with others? It's just like a musician
Play for himself.
composing and playing for himself. What's the point? This is the reason why, one of the main reasons why I don't put my pictures, I don't take, selfies and shit like that. I want my photographs to be much more popular than my face. My face is irrelevant. I'm just, an ordinary
Yeah.
guy.
As a creator of a picture, I use the owner of the picture. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, I can create something, but it doesn't belong to me.
Yeah.
And especially for the picture, making
This-
a picture. To me,
Absolutely right.
yeah, I sign it. Okay, I bring it to the world.
Yeah.
But to me, in my mind, in a certain state of mind, I can say that it's not mine. It belongs to everyone which looks at it.
Do you get a lot of people that recognize you in the street?
Uh,
Of Napoli, I mean.
Yeah, a number of them. Anytime I here, I find someone who says,
Yeah.
"You gotta be Robbie McIntosh." Yeah, all the time. It's very funny. I receive lots of messages, especially from May until September, October. Hey, I'm coming over to Napoli. I would like to meet you. I would like to take photographs together. Blah 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 blah. And since I don't want to be a bad guy, I say, okay, you can. Of course, you can. But you're posing for me. So this is why I'm trying of making fun out of my photographs, like the man reading the same guy reading the newspaper every time different. I use different people with the same situation, or the guy smoking with the two girls smoking as well.
yes,
I've
yes.
recreated with different bodies. Yeah.
T'as jamais vu cette photo?
Clélia Chadin.
Ah ouais.
And she's a photographer as well.
déjà vu, of course.
Yeah. But I recreated this photo. I'm making fun out of myself. And for example, last year, same guy with a cigarette, different girls, which was this one.
Yeah, another some years ago, years after.
No, last year.
No, last year.
Last year. Yeah. So just making fun out
It's
of
like
myself.
living again and again the
Yeah,
moment, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
because you enjoy it so much that you want to live it again. And
No,
again.
it's like kind of trying to destroy my cliches.
It's quite interesting. I
Yeah.
like it. It sounds
Let's start from zero again, because anytime you start from zero, you are in the best condition possible. You have an open,
Don't you know that the
feel.
light bright in the darkness,
yeah,
in the emptiness,
that's right,
you know?
that's right.
Oh, that's beautiful, yeah. Génial. C'est fou là. Hein?
Era finito? Poi ti chiederò un altro favore, please. Oh, ti è caduta la busta nell'acqua.
C'est trop drôle comme situation. Voilà, ça pose, une personne pose pour une autre, qui pose pour une autre, qui pose pour une inconnue. Une chaîne humaine de photos.
You know, I'm so glad to have found you, but I'm so sorry that it took that long
Why?
for me to find
You know, it's always the right time, you know?
Yeah, there's a time for
Yeah,
everything.
there is a time for everything, you know?
And you know what? I'm so frustrated because right now I'm missing the work of so many brilliant photographers.
Of course, yeah, but it's this
uh,
Because like a Napolitan comedian used to say, I am just one, you are too many for me.
yeah, it's very-
Why one? You are millions.
It's funny that you don't always carry a camera during the week. Like you don't go at work with a camera.
No, just for a reason. You know, I work in an industrial area where the situation is very boring, is very depressing. So just factories. And on the way there are a couple of interesting spots with religious statues and strange things. Probably I went to work just a couple times carrying my camera with me for some reason I cannot remember. But I'm trying to, you know, switching between the
Work time and
two
photography time.
personalities. Yeah,
Ah.
it's kind of schizophrenic. But it's just like, you know, the view inside the viewfinder. You have to, you know,
To
the
make
split
it,
image
align,
has to
yes.
be, has to become one.
Do you like the process of printing pictures? Is that something that you
Well,
are
I
into?
did it just a couple times last year. I took one of the young dudes here in Napoli that I have, I'm in good relationship with, and I told him from now on you're my master of printing. And he's half my age, and he's a very smart guy. But it takes time, and I love going out in the street to photograph. So maybe I take it for the future when I'm going to be so old and tired.
That you cannot take pictures anymore.
I'm printing all my. My barber is evangelic, and he's obsessed about religion. You know, barbers here in Napoli are a very religious experience, since they are your confidant. The barber is your confidant. You really need to trust him. There is a mutual trust, and the only subjects anytime you go to the barber are football, politics, and sex.
Do you believe in God yourself?
Oh wow. No.
No. What did you have to think about it if the answer is no?
Because I'm still I have mixed feelings about God, and I think that man created the idea of God just to fight the fear of what is coming after life. Right. And it's just, it's man who created God, and not the contrary. But I wish that God exists. Like Blaise Pascal used to say, the existence of God is the biggest bet. Because if you win eternal life. If you lose, you lose nothing. You have nothing to lose.
What makes you press the shutter button?
It's something that inside my head, it's like a voice inside your head that say, this is the time, or maybe this is not.
And you don't question it, you just accept it?
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. You just have to let it go. You just have to let it flow across your body, like just like
very religious.
Just like a chill going up in spine. No, I'm not making the cross sign up. Just, you are just an instrument in the hand of the muse. You need to be honest towards the muse, the monkey and the muse. The muse is the inspiration. The monkey is the obsession. Well, nice question. My relationship with money, I'm really not into fancy, lifestyle. I cannot afford, the lifestyle of a rock star. I like going to nice, hotels and restaurants, and I like to treat me well. But I will never do a step that I cannot afford, because
You're gonna buy a Leica though.
always you bought second hand. So,
is it important for you, the gear that you use?
I'm not gear obsessed, but what counts the most is reliability. I blew the shutter of my MP after last summer. In July I was panicking, but it was fixed in 4 working days thanks to Gilberto from Leica, Italy, who said, okay, never mind. And I blew the shutter after 10 years of intensive. And I didn't know how many shots did it fire before I shoot in every condition possible, in the snow and under the rain. And I know a number of people who are buying expensive Leicas just to put them under glass. What's the point? You buy a Ferrari just to keep it in your garage. It has nothing to do with photography. It's just some compulsive, crazy stuff going. I need to finish my roll.
Wow.
I'm still I got still 20 photographs. I want to go back down there and take photos using you, people. I prefer to be a very tiny fish inside a vast ocean.
I agree.
I don't want to be a shark in a pool of water.
I said the same to my wife. 2 days
While
ago.
so many Napolitan photographers wants to be the biggest
best of-
fish in this small pond, you know,
It's weird.
and yeah,
It's a lack of ambition also.
Yeah, and they cannot tolerate that somebody else has success in Napoli because I think they are so stupid that they have so many things to see and produce, but they cannot do. They waste time in talking bad about the other. They are just wasting. You know what, my friend? Life is so short, and you have to use time very wisely. So it's like you are here while I'm here. How many years you plan to live? You never know what is
never
coming. This doesn't exist anymore. And so you have to use very wisely what is left because you don't know. Telling Tristan, you need to use time very wisely.
Okay.
And manage time is never waste time because you never know how much is left. Maybe I hope that you guys may reach
At least,
maybe
maybe.
in a good way. Quality is
Exactly.
important.
It-
Yeah.
Of course.
But you
because-
never know, so why wasting time in fighting and talking shit about the work of others? And any second counts, and don't count the years, make the years count, just like Muhammad Ali used to say.
No.
Yeah, it was so nice when you were doing, but you are so quick, and I'm not.
It's very good.
Grazie. Let's go. Yeah.
How many left on the row?
Oh, still too many. Still 20 to go.
20 to go?
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
I can be
God.
very, very quick.
Very-
Yeah. I would like you to come right
Yes.
here
Me?
and be in this exactly pose.
let me-
Yeah. You're pointing your camera at me, just like you want to take a picture. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
Thanks, man.
Now, Tristan, your time is about to come.
Oh la la
You know.
la.
I'm trying to, thinking
la
about
la
some
la.
creative stuff. Wow, this is perfect for your portrait. So now you point this, beware, I don't want you to swim in February.
What do I do?
Like this,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so now,
Good.
bravo, grazie. Wow, spoken for.
6 hours, I think.
Yeah, I'm running out of, of drool,
Out of
of words.
memory on the mic.
Yeah, what can I say? Don't waste time. The best advice I can give is find your own way. Find your own way is the best. The only advice I can give. Find your vision. The only thing that counts is have your own vision, nothing else.